Greetings, Flosstube.
Greetings, y'all.
I'm Laura.
Hey, Joe.
Welcome to the Slovak Farm.
The farm where we grow grass stitch.
One stitch at a time.
Yep.
Today is Monday, October 4th. How are we doing? Have we survived the global Facebook outage? Honestly, I didn't. Okay, so I noticed to the fact that I went to post a picture to start stitches in a challenge group, and I couldn't. It really only matters in one challenge group, and as Messenger started to come back online, there was a very quick message to all of the leaders that they passed on that, hey, we know there was a problem today. We get it. We're probably just not going to count anybody's stitches for today. It's just for a group count extra thing. It's probably not going to be that big of a deal. So, other than that, it was fine. I mean, I stitch on Mondays at the cafe, so Joe's like, I don't give a fuck.
Considering the fact that I found out Sunday that my boss sold my job. Frick Facebook. I don't care. Good news is that it's basically we're just getting somebody above us and not much else. Still, it's going to be a very fun few weeks.
Okay.
Well, there's also the fact that I have a lot of weird assignments.
Yeah.
Like where I'm going tomorrow is an hour and 45 minutes one way, and I'm going straight there from home.
Yep. So, I know. That was a thud. Oops. It's okay.
I know it's okay, but my brain's still fried.
Yeah, my biggest drama with not having Facebook is Messenger wasn't working, and I have friends that that's the only way I talk to them. I need phone numbers from people.
You just need an emergency plan where if Facebook doesn't work, go jump on Zoom. Isn't there a chat function in Zoom?
There is a chat function in Zoom. That or I need to force them all to sign up for Discord and just kind of have a little Discord group as a Facebook went down. So ironic that Facebook went down today for 6 hours after last night's 60 Minutes episode on Facebook.
Or the fact that tomorrow they are having issues.
But that's not my business, y'all. We're filming a little bit later in the day today, too, because the church had a blessing of the pets this evening, and I took the bandita, over and got her blessed. So, it was a little 15-minute thing. You know, it was cute. I'm sure you could hear Joe did not go. Joe was lovingly looking for my boots.
I swear if they're in the closet, I'm going to scream.
I am too, because I don't recall seeing them. I recall packing them up.
They're in a box. I think they're in, I know they're in the house.
They're in a Home Depot box. That I do know, because I remember packing them into a Home Depot box.
The small ones or the big ones?
The big ones.
There's a couple of those upstairs, I think.
Okay. Why does this matter to you guys? I was coming home from the cafe today. I put my boots on today for the first time since winter. And I was walking through the cafe. I'm like, why does this feel funny? And I looked at my boots when I got to the car, and the heels of my boots are like wrecked. And it's very uncomfortable to actually walk in them. So I wonder if they've been uncomfortable the last couple of times I've worn them. So it's getting cold, so I need to find boots, because it's boots or flip-flops in this house for me. But Joe's looking for my boots. We got a couple other places to look in the house.
I ran out of daylight and give a crap.
Yes, but I'm sure you could hear the doggies howling along with our singing.
Nope.
Oh, you couldn't? Oh my god, they were loud. All the dogs were barking when the congregation was singing, because we were outside. We were like right up.
I kind of hope you were outside. That could get messy.
But everybody was well behaved. Oh, and there comes a Simon.
Who did not go because we know better.
Somebody actually had their cat in a carrier. I'm not going to do that to my Simon.
There are some people who have cats on leashes who go outside with them.
How?
I don't know.
I don't either.
Okay, but comment time?
But so that's been today. That's been my day today. Let's talk about our commenters.
Pauline, Bridget, Angie, Teresa, Andre, Lynn.
Sorry. I've been yawning all day. I was yawning at Mass this morning. And I had only been up for like maybe an hour and a half. Maybe 2 hours at that point. But anyways. All right. Let's move on to whips. And yes, we need the light on.
And the Lord said, let there be light.
Whips.
Chains and all the fun things? Worth it!
Whips.
This is Nora Corbett. Evan Nora. I got a little bit done.
That's a little bit.
I went from like here to there.
Just a little bit. You like all one color.
That's just easiest since we're watching TV. Or streaming TV, technically.
Uh-huh. Okay.
You know me. That's it.
That's all, folks.
For this section. I got other surprises later.
Did I show you guys One Nation last week? I don't know if I showed y'all One Nation last week. So if I did, guess what? You're going to see it again. So I stitched on One Nation on Monday. Like I said, I don't know if I showed this to you guys. Do y'all think I remember that stuff? What? I did
Comment below.
305 stitches, which was the end of Ohio and the red line. Because I forgot the white to do the bottom of the white line. Yeah, that's why it looks fine. What?
You said, do I look like I remember this stuff? And I said, comment below.
I already know. Y'all are going to say, no, you don't remember this stuff.
Well, you wanted to know what I said, and I figured you'd want to say
someone's going to tell me I talked about it last week. Okay, so then I busted out our round robin for my little Zoomy groupie. Wings by Sister Lou Stitches. I don't know where my cover photo is. I gotta find it. It's probably behind the table at this point because I think it fell. My section for this one was all the green. I know I showed you guys this last week, so I finished all the green and put my initials on it. This is Sarah's, so I did the green on Sarah's. So, yay! So the next part is to put the butterflies in, which I will do the butterflies on Linda's, and then the words, and I'll do the words on Angie's. I didn't tell them my stitches this week. I was going to. It didn't happen.
That's why she's getting the looks, because I actually asked her about that last night. I love you.
I did 1,159 stitches on wings. I did total that. I'm changing how I write down my stitch counts because I was confusing myself with the way I was doing it before, so I'm going to try to do it a little differently now.
Are you going back to the way the stitching groups do it?
What? No, what? Rather than writing down, like, each number, each time I count, I'm just going to write down the total. That way it's a little less confusing. So, you know, like the one group where I have to do 300 stitches, 400, blah, 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 blah. That's probably what I'll write down. So then I stitched on. Then I spun the wheel of stitchy goodness.
There's your animation for the wheel of stitching goodness.
And the wheel of stitchy goodness told me to stitch on Winter Fairy.
So the wheel told you to stitch on a wheel?
The wheel told me to stitch on ripping my hair out.
Please don't. I don't think you'd look good bald.
I would not be a good looking bald person, but I did 628 back stitches on Winter Fairy. This is on a piece of 28 count Slovak Farm Cleveland Crud. This is kind of a solo Cleveland Crud because it's got some interesting specs in it that I can't replicate because I screwed it up actually. Anyways, so as you can see, it's all those little snowflakes. I did not finish backstitching the snowflakes, and not one of those snowflakes is the same. And
How it should be.
most of the ones on this side aren't actually right according to the chart.
I forgot to mention mine's stitched on hand by the Slovak Farm. Why the heck was that hard to say? Heirloom 16 count.
Because words are hard. Okay.
Words are just jerks.
Then it was time to bust out my... Because Friday started a new month. So it was time to bust out my zombie run pieces for the month.
This is the one. You should get like special bonuses this month.
And Shores of Hakron Hollow is the first piece I worked on for the zombie run. This gets double stitched this month because you do 12 miles this month because they're 31 days with 4 projects that amounts to once on each project, twice on 2 projects. So this one is one of the ones that gets twice this month because I was going to try to rotate them. Bell's supposed to be the other one that gets twice this month. We'll see if that actually happens. Actually, it might because I'm on some easy stuff on that. But, so I did a total of, I didn't total it. 800 some odd stitches. Which was the sails here in the middle. I stitched this sail twice because the first time I stitched it up here and it was supposed to be down here.
At market. So she's sitting there with scissors at market, chopping this thing up at market. And I was trying really hard not to laugh.
This is on 32 count, hand-dyed by the Slovak Farm, Cleveland Crud. It is what it is. At least you get to count the frog stitches for the challenges.
So, no, that's good.
There's that. There is that.
I'm sorry. I'm the person where if I was doing one, I'd wind up with a project with less stitches than when I started and stitch the number of stitches required. Wind up having the frog more than I stitched.
Been there, done that.
Now do you get my crazy?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, if you're wondering why I'm over here, he's very cute and wants attention.
Okay. So then, I got both my zombie run things done that I wanted to for the weekend. Because, you know, I go 2 zombie runs in a weekend. And I decided, since this was the 400 stitch count week in Daily 30, I would just go ahead and start on my weekly prompts yesterday to get rolling on that. So spun the wheel of stitchy goodness, and it said to stitch on jeans and weenies. So I stitched on my weenies.
You know the only thing that would make that funnier?
What?
Is the person who designed that was Italian, so you can say they're from Vienna.
Paulette is not.
I know, but you get my point.
So I was stitching on this a couple weeks ago at Monday Stitching. And last week, one of the ladies goes, "Laura, did you bring your weenies?" And I was dying. So today, when I pulled it out, I said, "I'm stitching on my weenies today." We're the bunch. We're quite a bunch.
Isn't that every group you just
They're
with?
a little. Well,
we have a type of friend.
Last week, they were close to me not going back, but that's a whole nother story. So I've done over 300 stitches on this. I have not counted. I know through the outside of this red star is 333 stitches. The outside of this red star. What the dog is, I don't know. I haven't counted it yet.
1,000,000 stitches.
It is what it is. I gotta put a few more stitches on it.
Can I just say the irony?
What?
She's stitching on her weenies with the lunch bag.
With my forks bag. That's my utensils bag.
Yeah, you get my point, though.
Yes. I get your point. So, no. Through the red star, I lied. Through the red star is 400 and some odd, 405 stitches or 403 stitches. So, because this is actually going to be up for 2
You
months.
got a lot of stitching in this week.
I did get a lot of stitches in this week. I was motivated this week. We'll see what happens this week, because...
Did I help with my motivated?
Yes.
Because for some reason, my bug came out of nowhere and went chomp.
It bit him in the butt. So we'll put the rest of those stitches for the second prompt that's working on in, and then I'm gonna spin the wheel and stitch on something else. When I spun the wheel and saw Junie Weenies, I said, okay, this will work for 2 prompts, so I might as well stitch 800 stitches on it. Right? Right. That's been the stitchy week. And we both have haul.
Y'all.
So,
Right back. I'm missing button. No, honey. Monkey press button.
oh, y'all.
I found something. And then I happen to know a good ONS. These are all by ink circles. It is fire, air, water, earth. All we need is heart, and I have Captain Planet.
I love you. Let's hold these up so that the people can see them.
I was going to. I just had to do my bad joke.
I love you. That one's fire.
Fire, air,
Air.
Don't do anything for water I don't need to spit on. Earth. There's a rock when I need one.
I don't. I was gonna say there's a rock on this table.
Chunk.
Now, why is there a rock on my dining room table? Why is there a rock on my dining room table?
It's you. I'm not surprised. Is it that I'm seriously not surprised at all that there's a rock on the dining room table?
This rock on my dining room table.
Well, technically, it's on a candle.
Yes. Okay. So, some new charts that came out in the last couple of weeks. Little House Needleworks, Jingle All the Way.
Cute.
Look. How adorbs is that?
It's a barn.
Yes.
Laura loves
It is new. I don't have it in inventory on the page yet.
Website.
On the website. If you want it, message me. Send me a message on social media or email. And then, yo, I am not a sampler girl. I am also a fucking liar, apparently. Oh, I said a bad word. I'm also apparently a liar. This is Mary Goodwin, 1798. From Hands Across the Sea. Pink peacocks, y'all. There are pink peacocks on this pattern.
I would say what I was thinking, but it might be taken as a bad word.
What's that? There are pink peacocks on this pattern. There's a lot of pink on this, so of course I like it. But the pink peacocks did me in. I will stitch this at some point. I have a couple Hands Across the Seas that I will stitch at some point. I swear to Monkey Linens I will.
I do have one question.
What?
Can you get these if somebody asks for them?
Yes, I can order those if somebody would like them. They are still orderable. Both of what I got are fairly new releases, so they are orderable. Normally I order 2 of charts so that I can throw them up on the website, because so that way if somebody says, oh, hey, I want that, they can go on the website and buy it. I don't know why I didn't with these things, with these.
Well, mine is because I kind of just like whammied you with it.
And maybe that was it.
I forget what we were doing.
We were at Guild Show.
Yeah. Oh, we were hosting it, and I was like, Ink Circle. It inspired me. I think that's why my bug came back. I got inspired.
That could be. But anyways, so yeah, if you want any of these, message me. I can order them. I can throw them on an order and whatnot. So that's all this week.
Your turn.
Plans and announcements.
You're awesome, beautiful, and a wonderful woman.
Thank you, honey. It's October. That means there are 3 months left in the year. And guess what's going on? Planning for 2022. So Letters of the Month has announced what she's planning for next year for the Letters of the Month sale. That's the thing where I stitch something that corresponds with a letter for.
Isn't that the one you like broke your brain trying to figure out which ones?
That was the one, yeah, because for 2021, you had to pick a different chart for each letter. Like, you couldn't repeat a chart. What she's doing for 2022 is you can repeat a chart as long as it's not back-to-back letters. So, like, I can't stitch Raven Queen for R and Q. But I can stitch Jingle All the Way for J and W. I'm not, but this was what was in front of me. And we're doing the alphabet backwards. So we're starting with Z and ending with A. This year we started with A and ended with C. So I've got to put some planning. So I put down some initial plans as far as what whips I have that I want to throw on there. And I'm looking at what whips, and I wrote down what whips I have, and realistically, do I think I would have that finished by the time that letter rolled up? Because I kind of screwed myself, almost, with this month's. Blessings Be Thine was supposed to be one of October's offerings. That little rectangle thing with the vine that said Blessings Be Thine. But that was off of a sampler. I just broke it apart. And I foobarred my finishing on the other piece of it that I did to make it into an ornament. So I was planning on restitching it anyways. That's what I'm going to do for this month. So it worked out. I did not write down what numbers were called for WIPGO. I will do my best, starting with November and December. There's a person walking down the street. Well, it's dark. It's dark. What you could see was her phone glow. She was like on her phone. Anyways.
On the sidewalk from heck. Like our sidewalk, it needs love.
Oh, mercy me.
We just never got around to asking about how to get that done. And she's walking down it with her face in her phone. I'm like, I am so glad. I seriously expected to see funk.
So I'm gonna try to do better about remembering to let you guys know what my WIPGO calls for the month are and what letters I'm doing for letters of the month. I have decided that I am going to focus on pick 4 projects, focus on them. I think I already said this. I'm going to pick 4 projects, and those are going to be like the yearly focus. They're going to get worked on each month somehow, some way, whether it be in conjunction with what Daily 30 is doing for their yearly or just on my own. It depends on what Daily 30 decides to do for their yearly. And they're tossing back and forth whether they want to do 3 focus whips or 4. Again, all that can be worked with. I figured all that can be worked with. I just got to throw what whips I want to focus on out there. I got to figure that out. I may stick with the 4 that I had with Shores. I may stick with Shores, One Nation, and Belle. I think I'm definitely sticking with Belle as a focus whip because I really want to get her done. And saying I will stitch on her at least once a month, you know, for whatever the goal is, corresponding goal is, has been helpful in getting progress on her. Yes, dear.
If they're doing the alphabet backwards, thank God you will never finish.
Yeah, that one was a real quick. I know I won't be done with that by next December.
If you're done with Arwen and Aragon by next December, I
will have stitched on nothing else.
No, I'm pretty sure your fingers would fall off. That thing is huge. Like, I don't, like, a monogamous retired stitcher couldn't finish that thing in a year.
That's going to be one of my focus whips next year. I'm going to stitch on that at least once a month next year.
So that way you're done it before you're dead?
Yes.
I love you.
No, I really do want to get it done. I like the picture. That's why I bought it, because you all know I am not that kind of a stitcher. Like, I've tried, and most of you who know me personally know I've tried, and I can't. I'm not a full coverage stitcher. I think they're beautiful, but they're not my thing. So, of course, I said that about samplers, too, and now I'm the proud owner of at least 3 Hands Across the Seas.
Hey, honey.
What?
You weren't a sampler, and then you saw dragons and went, ooh.
Well, there's a whole story behind the whole sampler thing. Anyways, moving along. So I have at least 2 of my yearly focuses for next year picked out. But in the short term, I really am liking doing the whole spin thing. I really am. I took the 4 focus pieces that I'm stitching on at least once a month off of my wheel. They're not on my wheel. That's probably what I'll just do next year. I'll reconfigure my wheel, take all of my 4 focus pieces off, and if the yearly next year for Daily 30 is not something I'm digging, or not something, I'll just put those 4 on a wheel, spin it, you know, and to hit each one of the 4 projects once a month.
I just had a really funny idea.
What?
We can get a dartboard.
We had a dartboard at one point in time.
Mm-hmm.
We gave it to somebody who screwed us over. Anyways.
Yeah, I like it. Pin this needle on a donkey thing.
I like the decision of that wheel.
Okay.
It's not called decision. Yeah, it is called decision roulette. I don't know what it's called. But and I'm gonna change up how I'm doing my goals for WIPGO and my letters of the month. And also, this will also, if the daily 30 folk yearly is not something I'm particularly jamming on, this is how I'll do my 4 focuses of the month. I'm gonna do it like stitch on it. I think at my goals for WIPGO and 4 letters of the month are gonna be like 2 days each month for those projects. Unless the project is finished. And the cat is now walking on the dining room table. Here's. So that's the rough plan for 2022. We'll see how it works out the last 3 months of the year. God, that was a lot of talking. And then also going on in 2022, we're hosting a cross stitch retreat.
Join us.
Please join us. I have 1 person signed up to come to the cross stitch retreat at this point. And honestly, if I don't get more bookings soon, I may just cancel it because
that's a lot of work for 1 person.
As much as I love Linda to death.
Well, Linda can come over and hang out at her house. We have a guest room.
It is a lot of work for 1 person, so. All right, so that's it. Yeah, short-term plans. I'm just gonna keep working up through Jeans and Weenies, spin the wheel again, and go from there. Announcements. Yes, we're hosting a retreat in April of 20. It's March 31st, April 1st, April 2nd of 2022. You can find out more information about it linked below. Stitching at the Farm. It will be in lovely Wellington, Ohio, farm country, at a beautiful old church in town. And we will be having dinner Friday, dinner Saturday. We will be stitching, and it's mostly just a stitch and what word rhymes with stitch? Starts with a B. Okay. It's just going to be a stitch and chat retreat. There's no classes or anything like that at this point. We will have a vendor. Hashtag obviously duh.
£. Were you trying to turn me into a toad, Miss Jeannie?
That's about it. I mean, there you go.
It's dark.
It is now fully dark outside. I don't like the dark.
And this is the only room in the house that's lit up. And we're talking to a computer. This probably looks weird. Because if you're outside, all you see is us talking to the computer. Sitting side by side.
I don't give a shit. I don't care.
I find it hysterical.
I mean, it is funny.
Like, comment, subscribe, bell thingy bob. Then again, you don't really need the bell. I know the YouTube algorithm kiss my butt. Because she kind of always puts out the same
I'm
day.
pretty consistent that it goes up on Tuesday. It varies at what time. Guess what? This week's is probably going to be late because it is now 7:30 at night, and this is probably not getting edited until tomorrow. And I have work to do in the morning, so it might not get done until the afternoon.
And Lord knows I can't help because I'm going to be working 10-hour days for the next 3 days.
Poor man.
I am logging about 3.5 hours a day behind the wheel of a car.
Well, at least I'm driving to guild meeting next week.
Why is it I always have the fun assignments during guild meeting?
I don't know.
Okay. Bye-bye-bye.
That's it. We'll talk to you next week.
Bye.